No confessions, questions, we contesting. Fireworks will send a message, iridescent. Slow them down like Robitussin. If you rush in, at your door and we address them, we gon' bless them. Tried to bring them, shoulda left them. Learn my lesson, poker faces keep them guessing. No expression, ice dressing on my chest and leave impression. What's a testarossa if you don't test them? Ain't your bitch unless you joystick and dress them. My presence, your pleasure, peasants, he's pressure. I've been knee deep, key deep, we in ZZ's, me and Lee. Get you fronted for the summer so easy. The snow alone, fill up a mobile home. My nigga's name ring like mobile phones and no one's home. White back-to-back rows at my gates. White slave master souls in my safe. White python Manolo is the taste. She want a Mike Tyson blow to the face. Twist and turn, these guns blitz and burn. Too many flip and turn, had to get rich to learn. The Bezos of the nasal, that's case closed. Got a team full of J-Bows on 8 toes. Niggas measly, cheap as Riesling, believe me. I can tell cause your bitches look needy. She want Mike Tyson, blow to the face. Slalom height, she want snow on a plate. Half price when the blows in the crates means more ice for the moles and the ace. Made $1 million off a flow to the nays. Niggas saying that it won't just a phase. 911 turbo with the glaze. Top dollars poking holes in the case. All you keyboard killers in your feelings. Mad you ain't trending. Mad got you tricking on your women. Mad I don't hit them, I just spin them. Gunning and I'm grinning. In the Bugatti in my denim. This is the result of my vision. React with precision. But God only knows my intention. But selling dope is a religion. The hammer's in position. I can show niggas the difference. You niggas is screenwriters, we dream writers. Took chains and touched change like King Midas. Imitation is flattery, they seem like us. But only 300 bricks can make you Leonidas. My old plug asked the new plug to reunite us. D-class in my ears, now let me see you bite it. She want Mike Tyson blow to the face. I'm talking 96 hole with the bass. She want Mike Tyson blow to the face. Slalom height, she want snow on a plate. Half price when the blows in the crates means more ice for the moles and the ace. Made $1 million off a flow to the nays. Niggas saying that it won't just a phase. 911 turbo with the glaze. Top dollars poking holes in the case.
Good evening. How are you?
Pretty good.
Crazy events going down right now.
Yeah, so everyone's
Yeah.
it's either so we either have a trans radical leftist who killed Charlie Kirk or a Groiper or J-Reg fan. Those are the three options that we have.
Here's me thinking it was a liberal.
I mean,
So
I'm
a radical
leaning
liberal
towards,
even.
Yeah, I'm leaning towards like just leftist or something, just because the target obviously and just the bullet casings, or sorry, the engravings.
Are you talking about the fascist one with the arrows?
Yeah,
That's
calling it
Helldivers thing.
that's entirely like a Helldivers meme. So like even the fascist part, because they call the bugs fascists. So I mean,
do they?
Yeah.
Right, but they're obviously like attributing that to Charlie, so it doesn't really seem
true.
likely to me that like a Groiper is going to be calling Charlie a fascist over, themselves.
I mean, like another bullet said, like, "Oh, if you read this, you're gay." So it's like it just seems like there's a lot of layers of irony, and
yeah, so
I'd expect
Matthew,
two groups
right?
to do that.
Bentham's Bulldogs.
Yeah, Bentham's Bulldogs. That guy.
Yeah. He's like interpreting it as like an attack on gay people because that's why he thinks it's like possibly a Groiper or something. But I feel like that's kind of it's like definitely ironic, right? Like
Yeah,
a
it
lot
has
of
to be
people
ironic.
like I know a lot of people like I have a lot of LGBTQ friends and they use like the F slur and like call people gay all the time, just like in a like lighthearted manner. So
I agree. It is a there's a lot of shit to sort with respect to the ideology of that guy. Allegedly, he had social media posts that were pro-Palestine too, which further pushes down that
Yeah.
route. But
Well,
I
I
don't know.
mean, I feel like that could
It
be
also
either way.
it could
Like,
be
you
a
mean the
griper too
Groiper
because of
route,
that
or
too. Because gripers are
yeah.
also pretty
So
pro-Palestine just because of how much they hate Jews. So
yeah, pretty much. I think it's entirely possible, but like this morning I checked Twitter and like everyone was spinning it off because some of like the pictures came out of his like mom's Facebook. Like I feel so bad for her that she's getting like probably like super cyber stalked right now. But in any case, it seems like they're just like reposting pictures of him as like a kid with like a gun or like at like some fort or something. And they're just like passing it off as him being a groiper, or at least like more of a conservative.
Well, the reason why I'm saying it's probably a leftist is because the family's reporting that he was complaining about Charlie spreading hatred and things like this prior to
Right.
his
I
arrival
haven't
in
seen a
town.
quote about spreading hatred. I saw that he was talking like political though, which
Well,
still
I
indicates
watched
the
the
left
full
part. But
I watched the full the police report live as it came at 8 o'clock Central Time. Well, whatever time it is in Utah at that time. So at 8 o'clock Central Time, I was live on air, and the police chief or the sheriff or whoever it was who was reporting it was just going on saying what they found. They talked about the encased, the engravings on the bullet cases, and then yeah, he's been political and stuff. But his family members also reported that he was saying how Charlie was spreading hatred, and he's going to do it in Utah as well. So that to me is just
Right.
it's all indicating
yeah,
this is a leftist that's doing it.
Well, to be fair, like even if he was a groiper, groipers do think Charlie's spreading hatred mostly because of like the pro-Palestine, sorry, the pro-Israel like takes. But I do definitely think it's like leaning very far towards like the leftist side. Like if I had to bet on it, I'd probably put like at least like 75% or so.
I probably wouldn't go that far. I'm probably more like 65-35, but like
Yeah, I mean,
it's starting to seem like it is more likely to be the left leaning side, but there's still a chance that he's a groiper.
yeah,
Like
I've also been hearing
there's a
like a
couple
lot
of
of
confounding factors,
yeah.
but they're
I
all
mean,
like
I've also been
weak.
yeah. It's like the arguments are a lot of speculation for like why he's a groiper and stuff. I mean, obviously there's that like document of him, not him, but like someone else, and then everyone started retracting it. Um, like the donations to the what was it, like the Trump
Yeah,
super
yeah,
PAC? I don't
yeah. The
remember
one
exactly which one it
SDL
was, but
posted too, and
yeah,
then
SDL. I mean, he took it down, but
I mean,
not
he comes
after
from a right wing family, right? So even if there were donations in his name, it could easily have come from the parents, right? And it
I
might
think he did.
represent him
It,
personally.
potentially.
the like the form was registered to him, so like if it was his family, I think they would have registered it to themselves. But it's possible that they could
Well,
have.
sometimes people spread out their donations just to avoid like federal limits. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not entirely sure how that works, but
That's not
because I mean,
legal, by
wouldn't they
the
be
way.
considered under the same household?
Yeah. Uh, I don't know if the households are limits. I think individual people are limited.
Right.
But it's illegal to spread them out that way. That's how they got that. Who's that guy that debates all the time on the Christian side? I can't remember, but he got pardoned from Trump because he was found guilty of doing exactly that. He wanted to donate more than the limit, so he like got his friends to do it, and family
Right.
members and things like that.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I've also been just like seeing a lot of conspiracy theories, like, oh, this is actually just a cover up for Israel.
True.
I mean, that seems
I've been
very.
saying that too. Yeah.
I mean, I haven't really seen any evidence of that, and it doesn't seem like it seems like he worked independently. There's not really any evidence other than speculation. It seems.
And that sort of contradicts the other conspiracy theory that you just mentioned, right? Like if he's a groiper and he thought Charlie Kirk was too Israel friendly, and
Right.
then other people say that no, he was criticizing Israel, which he was.
Mm-hmm.
Kirk said that Israel like knew about October 7th ahead of time and didn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah.
It's the same theory that I used to hear about Pearl Harbor. That
Oh, I mean,
we knew about Pearl Harbor and allowed it so that we could go to war.
a lot of like the think tanks, the more right wing think tanks, still kind of subscribe to that view. Like the Mises Institute, they had a talk. They had a few talks actually about how FDR caused Pearl Harbor or whatever because he put like sanctions on the other countries like Japan and stuff.
Right.
But obviously, I don't think
Yeah,
that
well, to this day,
really.
Japan says I was in Japan about 10, 15 years ago, and I
Yeah.
went to the Imperial War Museum, and I got to, it was pretty interesting. It goes through all the different wars they've had. And when we got to World War II, we got to Pearl Harbor. It said, that the United States forced us to go to war
Right,
by
because of the
by
sanctions.
cutting all of our, yeah,
Yeah.
by not selling resources to us, stuff like that. So that's still the official line in Japan to this day.
Yeah.
They had no choice.
I mean, I guess we could just like talk more about the like just the granular philosophy on like the rhetoric on both sides, I guess. I mean, Destiny, I think he has like a pretty pragmatic take on it. How leftists should approach it. And it seems like the liberals generally have been like pretty good about denouncing this. And then you have the leftists and like the 500,000 likes that they've amassed, talking about how great this is and how we need to do more of this. I actually have a tweet pulled up, or I have it saved. It is this guy goes, we just have to accept that we got to kill some people, and he got 150,000 likes. So that's just great.
Yeah. Yeah. But then also the right wing project is to look at everything the leftists are saying and then blame and say that those are liberals. Like they want to say that there's no
What
difference.
what would you say? Sorry, I just missed that.
Oh, the right wants to say that there's really no difference between a liberal and a leftist.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there definitely is, but
I mean that's
they
been
kind of just lump them in. I mean, like
that's
the
been a
Trump
tactic for
rhetoric.
years now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
He
forever.
basically just like
Yeah,
you see the
forever.
fringe like population, like the leftists who make these like sweeping schizophrenic claims, and you're like, oh my god, look at all these liberals. This is like akin to what Bill Clinton is talking about, and then you just attribute it to the entire whole left.
But
But
what liberals you mean? Center right wing fascists?
neoliberals, bro. Oh yeah, they're all fascist. I mean,
When the New
to be
Deal came
fair,
Cut a
out, it
liberal and a
was
fascist bleeds.
when the New
oh
Deal
yeah,
came
no,
out.
that is schizophrenic. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah, when the New
Pure.
Deal came out, it was the socialists who opposed it the hardest. Because they wanted, they thought that it would mollify the proletariat and it would prevent the revolution. And even back then,
I
people
mean,
were
look,
calling
it did. Look where they're at now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I think they were right. I think they were right. That's might have a disagreement as to whether or not that's a good thing, but
True.
but yeah, I'm just saying that like the leftists like didn't even agree with FDR, and yet everyone's being lumped into the same camp because it's
Mhm.
convenient to call everybody socialist. Or
Right. I
left.
mean, like there's like a lot of political calculations. I feel like, especially from like the right, which kind of stoked the flames. Like, I don't want to obviously blame anything, on like a whole group. Like when I say the right, but obviously, we have a lot of people on both sides like doing some crazy, you know, hyperbolic statements where they're just like calling each other fascists, communists, without actually, having any like distinctions in those camps.
I mean, yeah, we have like everyone saying today that, or everyone on the left is sitting here celebrating that it's not that it's a cis white man, but at the same time, like cis white men can be leftists. I mean,
Yeah. Well,
like,
and then we also have like the leftists who are like, there's no such thing as a white leftist. Especially with like Dean. I don't know if you've been keeping up with him, but
mhm.
he's been getting like fucked in the ass by the leftists. It's actually insane.
I mean, yeah, that's what
Wait, are you
happens
streaming? I
when
don't know if I can say that.
yeah, I am streaming. I'm on
Okay.
Twitch
I mean,
and
I'm
YouTube.
allowed to.
So.
You're allowed to like swear and stuff, right? Or I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah, yeah. We're good.
Okay. Sometimes I forget. Kick. You gotta move to kick.
True. I need to
Um.
so we can say
Yeah.
slurs.
Yeah. Yes.
Based.
I mean, Nick Fuentes on Kick. Oh no, it was Rumble. He got like 180,000 views. It's insane. Um. But I think honestly, he made a really like, from what I've seen, he made like a pretty wholesome Charlie Kirk video.
I
So
feel like
that
it
was
it
a bit
could be in
surprising.
part him trying to cover his ass, but that again
Yeah, because
speculation.
I mean, yeah,
So do you guys think it's a groiper or a leftist?
leftist, bro.
Yeah.
My money's
I
on
think it's
leftist.
more likely to be a leftist.
Yeah, that's what
I
I
would
thought so too,
bet
because
money.
the bullets or something they found with the gun. But like apparently people are like super sure that it's a groiper.
No, those people are just like spitballing and they have no idea where they're just lying. The evidence they have for that he's a groiper is like pictures from his mom's Facebook, and it's like him
Yeah.
as like a 5-year-old playing with like a toy gun, or like at like some sort of
Oh yeah,
fortress or something.
that's the other thing. Oh my god. That shit.
What's the other thing?
The guns, like, oh my god, that means he's like
He's a
conservative because he's pro
Republican.
gun. Like, yeah, are you just telling me that leftists don't know how to play with guns? Like,
I mean, like Thoughtbat is like, Thoughtbat's pro gun. I think. I mean, he's like pretty far left.
yeah,
Or-
someone from my chat. Apparently, the shooter was from a pro gun family and went to Trump for Halloween. This is like 2017. That
Yeah,
like
I mean, I don't really know what to think about him dressing up as Donald Trump. That
like
seems pretty
we're
neutral.
we're talking like
It's-
8 years ago here.
Yeah,
Like, if
and
anything,
his
that means as a
cross was at
teenager
his
he was
head.
pro Trump. Like,
Yeah, right.
and
And
we've
remember, Dean Withers was pro Trump like 4 years ago or 3
yeah.
years ago or something. So
Yeah, before Gen Alpha was online, and before late Gen Z was online. Apparently, I heard a
yeah,
take. Speaking of Dean Withers, that Dean Withers made Charlie Kirk popular.
yes, bro, true, very true.
I'm like, oh
That
my
makes
god,
sense.
you're a fucking infant! Holy shit, you're a baby. You're a fucking baby.
Dude, that's actually insane watching the confirmation bias in real time. Like 1 minute ago, people are still posting like he's the groiper. Like 120%. He's like, oh, he's a groiper, he's a groiper.
Everyone
Mhm.
just, yeah, they want to like craft their own narrative. I mean, either way, I think like certain people on, the right and the left would have gone with like their own imaginary story regardless of whatever the facts were. Like even before anything came out, we already had like 70 different narratives being crafted.
No, but I think like these people's feeds are just like straight up just messed up.
Their what? Their feet?
Their feed is just messed up.
Oh, their
Like
feed.
that's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
it
no,
is.
100%. It's so like tailored
Yeah,
to
correct.
whatever they want to believe in.
Yeah. All I do know is that I should be winning $1,000 from what's his face. Hold on, I'm beefing with this guy right
Most
now. His
people thought
name
they were groipers,
is.
they
I
thought they
find
were
it.
groipers because of the t-shirt he's
Yeah.
wearing.
Yeah, fucking Matt
With the
Oh,
Forney.
because of the t-shirt.
Matt
Freedom equals
Forney of the
groiper.
Society of Sensation. Yeah, that man owes me $1,000. See, that man said it was a fucking trans
Oh, I
person.
saw
And there's
that.
no
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
no
no.
evidence of that. And motherfucker
No, they're
said I didn't have $1,000, posted my bank account, and bro's like, no, get a CPA. Like, how do I know you didn't inspect Element? It like, motherfucker, this is a phone app, you dumbass.
right. Look at side chat. I saw the funniest thing ever earlier. They're like analyzing his body shape and everything, and then
The
fucking other
physiognomy.
internet detective. Yeah, the other internet detective was like, "Women can't shoot like that."
Women
It's like,
can't shoot
what?
like that.
I just
Let's
posted that
go.
at Turning Point UK were like adamant he was a trans person, and he clearly isn't.
Jesus Christ, I forgot Turning Point has UK, bro.
Oi,
Yeah,
bruv.
like
Oh yeah, we got a Turning Point UK. We've
They
had him
shot
for-
Charlie Kirk. If he came to Great Britain, he would have gotten
Dog.
stabbed.
what is that?
Like, God.
I mean, yeah, this is 21 hours ago before like we knew anything.
Yeah, this is. Yeah, the Charlie Kirk shooter is motivated by radical transgender ideology. Yeah, no, this is. That's schizophrenic as fuck. But also, it's the UK, so they're full of turf, so it tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
Lily
they were
likes
talking.
pandas. Or 1 second, I'll respond to outside that.
Did you already
yeah.
talk about the
So my
boilercation?
stance
Yeah,
on
well,
this is
we
that
talked
it's
about it briefly.
more likely
I
to
don't
be a
remember what
left
all of them were. I remember
that killed
it was
Charlie
like,
Kirk.
They were all
oh,
video game
there's
references. Yeah.
yeah, there's a. Well, I mean, what about that bulge in my pants thing? Is that a video game reference? I don't know.
That is
Well, I
also
don't know that one.
allegedly a video game reference. It could also be a furry reference. It could also be like you could take this to pretty much every corner of like the terminally online space, and you'd probably find someone who said it.
Yeah,
There's an
right.
Antifa song that's on one of them, but
Beta
it's also
Chow.
like, yeah, but that's also like famously in a video game.
Yeah, so it like it. I most likely think it's left wing, but at the same time, like there's so many layers of irony that each statement can carry that like it could, for all I know, it
Right.
could be fucking J-Reg. It could be someone who watched
No,
J-Reg.
98%. 98% is a leftist. 98%.
It could be in.
It could be no, it could be an anti-centrist. Okay, look, they occupy all corners of the political compass at once.
But if his family's that right wing, right, then I can see him like trolling with all this leftist stuff if he's
So-
like really angry. Yes, yeah.
So are you saying that his family radicalized him to the left?
No, I'm
I
saying
kid.
Yeah, kids respond like they you know they often will rebel against their parents.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So if they're on the right, then he's gonna collect a bunch of leftist statements, you know, just to troll them. Like that's a possibility.
I mean,
Possibility that he really is politically leftist, but I guess we'll see that in his online communications once the socials get better known.
also
But
possible he's like fully a groiper, and he's like 300 IQ, so he's like setting up a honey trap for the left. You know what I mean?
True.
It's
He
like,
did. His
framing
mom
them.
did post his SAT or ACT scores. So
Yeah, 34 way. That's
There-
actually
there's-
very solid.
yeah, there's no way a low IQ leftist would be able to do that.
True. Like, dog, there's so much misinformation right now. Like, there's like 4 different pictures of him, and like 3 of them aren't even him, and they're just like some random like dude who looks like slightly like him.
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
What was that old guy in the end? There's a picture going around of them like, arresting this old man.
apparently
They're
there was
saying he
somebody
was a
arrested at the event, but
They
not
arrested an old guy, but the reason why they arrested him was because he was saying, "And I do it again," over and over again. So they thought it was him, but in actual, and I think he actually is in trouble for obstruction of justice because what he was doing was he was giving the shooter time to get away.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw that as well.
Mhm.
And the issue also is, all the groipers are latching onto this because the dude was confirmed to be Jewish. So this is just like
Oh,
part of the
God.
narrative that Israel did this, guys. Israel fucking killed Charlie Kirk.
Israel killed
I was
Charlie
just
Kirk to
going
make him a
around, I
martyr.
shit you not, the guy was just going around saying, "And I do it again too."
Yeah,
I'm
that guy is
dead.
wild.
That's
And then one of the
crazy.
guys they posted photos of, who they said did it, was British. He was like in the UK. He's never been in the US.
Really? Oh,
Ah,
yeah,
so the British are in on it too.
yeah, the guy who looks slightly like him, right? Is that what
Yeah,
you're
the guy
talking
who
about?
like looks a little bit like him.
Yeah. No, these people
True.
are actually
The
spewing.
Empire Strikes Back.
Very true.
I profile the shooter because I like true crime too much and I like forensic psychology. And my profile of him was actually accurate. I'm kind of proud of myself about it.
You made like a sketch before the guy came
No.
out, or
A profile is like when forensic people, they try to figure out what the shooter might look like, what his background might be, so that they
Right.
could better identify him. And I did that, and mine was pretty accurate. So I was kind of proud of myself.
the fuck?
She's a woman. She's
Should I hire
born
you?
with like an intuitive knowledge of criminal psychology. She knows
True.
I
it.
love true crime. I love true crime so much.
So people did look into it, his voting record, and apparently he was not registered to vote.
Yeah, he was he's
not
independent.
unaffiliated. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look, all we're gonna get,
Unaffiliated,
and
yeah.
here's how you know.
He did this
here's how
before
you know-
voting.
Yeah, here's how you know that he's not some like crazy leftist. the FBI would have released it under this administration. The FBI would have released it so fast.
True.
Like this.
Well, the
they
problem
would
is
have
that
said,
the problem is Kash
crazy
Patel is a
leftist-
podcaster, and podcasters are known to be incredibly incompetent. So that can't
well,
be
that's
true.
the thing. They
Is
didn't
that
catch
photo of
either.
him in the
Crazy
DSA
leftists
shirt
might
real?
not vote. Is the thing. That's the difference again between a leftist and a liberal. Is liberals believe in the vote as a solution, and so do a lot of leftists. But not a lot of leftists don't believe in the vote as a
I
solution.
think maybe you mean like Marxists and stuff. Marxists don't
Yeah.
really believe in voting.
Yeah, far leftists.
True
yeah.
that.
But like yeah, this guy's not gonna be like some far left. This guy doesn't like Charlie Kirk, clearly.
Yeah.
But like but like he's not, this administration would have released it like as soon as they saw it. But like Kash Patel, also, they didn't catch this guy. His parents told on him.
Yeah, I know. That's the craziest part about it. That he literally got snitched on by his parents.
Wait, wasn't he
didn't- it
part of the
wasn't- he
Salt Lake
snitched
City
on
like
himself.
DSA?
No, that one was
that fake?
misinformation. No, it
Fraud?
was it was like another dude who looked slightly like him who had a DSA shirt on, but it's like a completely different guy
But
from
why is he
Utah.
Yeah, I don't
anti-fascist?
understand.
Well, I mean, he just sees like Charlie Kirk as some sort of like mega fascist. So, but I don't
So
think
do you
he's
think
like
that means he's
part of
left? That
DSA.
probably means he's a leftist, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, that's kind of why I think he's a leftist, and obviously just because he targeted Charlie Kirk out of all the people he could
I
have
don't-
killed.
and the
I don't
other
think he's
one, the other
leftist at
engraving
all.
said Bella Ciao, which is like that was like a socialist movement in Italy.
It's
Oh,
also a
was
video game song. Like there's a video game, I forget, Far Cry 7, I think it is, where there's a scene where you're just torching a place, and that song's playing in the background, like as you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So here, I'll go find it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. In the slide.
I don't think he's a leftist at all. I think he was just a chronically online college student. That's all I think.
So you
I
think he's like not
mean-
even politically? I mean, who would do something so like political though if
I
you're like
think
so disconnected?
I
from,
feel like
if you're,
I
like,
feel
a
like this
political
killing's
minority?
inherently
so, like,
political here.
it all makes sense. So like Charlie Kirk, his demographic, the people he talks to, are college students. So that's why I thought immediately like, okay, this is probably, number one, it's Utah, so it's gonna be a white person.
Yeah.
And then number two, it's gonna be a college student, because Charlie Kirk appeals almost solely to college students. I knew it was going to be someone who is highly educated, and he actually is. Like this is a 4.0 student.
He did drop
and
out
so
after his first semester, though it seems.
he did, but he is educated. Like he's a 4.0
Yeah,
student.
he's like a smart person.
Yeah, and so like what it's going to be is that this is someone who's gone to college. He knew about Charlie Kirk, and he just didn't like Charlie Kirk. Why he didn't like Charlie Kirk is going to be the thing that matters, obviously. So
Wait, he
I
dropped out
don't
of
think
school?
that
Yeah,
I
he
don't think
dropped
he's a
out of-
leftist. I think he just didn't like him.
I feel like it
Yeah,
says
I-
something,
he
for
dropped
him
out
to
of
be like a
school.
perfect student, 34 ACT, and drop out of school in the first semester. Like he probably had some mental break or something.
Yeah.
He did
Could've.
drop out after one semester.
But the reason why I do think he is like there has to be like some sort of political backing to like why he did it is like, why would you specifically kill Charlie Kirk or like hate him so much if you're not like really in the political
It's
sphere to
political.
begin with? Yeah.
It's definitely political,
You-
but
well,
I
what
I
is the
have a
why.
feeling that in the coming days we'll see like the internet history that he's had, and we'll know
That'll
that
be a
Well,
He
people
probably
are
had
going to try to
something-
dig like anything up.
But if you'll
It's gotta-
remember, do you remember with the Trump shooter, he had a list of people he wanted to go after, and
Mhm.
it included Biden and
Oh yeah,
Trump.
and walls and like
And-
yeah.
yeah. And the reason he went after Trump was because there was an event that was really close to him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
if Biden had been there, he would have gone after Biden.
But this
instead.
event wasn't as close to
So-
this guy. Like it was in Utah, but it was pretty far away
Didn't he
from where he
travel like
lived.
120, 140 miles or something like that?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
a lot closer than. Oh wait, which one?
The new one. Well,
The
this
new- oh,
yeah.
the new one. This
I
one.
don't know.
Yeah. He traveled like 120 or 140 miles to
That's
this
not that
event.
far. Like if
that's like a 3-hour drive.
It's a 3-hour
Yeah.
drive. That's far.
mean,
that's
Come
a
on.
2-hour drive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
140
that's
miles
like
is
that.
an hour drive.
I
No.
go to Waco all the time from Dallas, and it's 100 miles away, and it's an hour and a half.
I mean, maybe he had a listen.
Yeah,
It
no,
was
no,
just
I
in close
agree.
proximity. Because
You know,
we're
the
talking
rumors,
about
I've gone
Utah.
down to Waco too, so like I know. Like,
Yeah, but we're talking about like through Utah. That's like through mountains and shit.
Oh, yeah, that might be a factor too. Yeah, could be a little bit longer because of that.
yeah. I mean, in any case, I do think I mean, that's definitely possible that like he had a listen. You know, Charlie Kirk was just in the proximity, so he wanted to get this off the list. Wait,
mhm.
that's actually kind of a good point. I don't know. It's definitely possible,
I
but you know,
just
you have to
I
wait.
just think trans people are owed a huge apology right now.
Yeah.
Oh, from the morons who are like,
Well, unfortunately, they won't get it. It's the right
No.
wing.
I feel like they
They're never
mistake
gonna
the
fucking do that.
Helldivers thing for like pro-trans. Like I think
Well,
they
yeah,
know
that's what
that
happens
was.
when you have a podcaster for your FBI chief, your FBI director.
That did
And
you
like
guys
it
see
was a homophobic kind of joke.
Yeah,
well,
that
his
too.
press conference was
nah.
literally him going, we need to thank the police officers for finding him. And everybody was like, you didn't find him. He found you. Like he went to you guys.
Yeah, he turned himself in. That's the crazy part. He
He turned
fucking turned himself
in.
in.
You guys couldn't find him, so he did it for you.
Like, congratulations, guys. That he showed remorse and turned
Bro
himself
got
in.
tired of running.
Yeah, I think the governor said
No.
got him.
He didn't even have to try. He was just he just fucking left. Other guys covered for him. He was.
He
Who knows what other damage he could have done if he wanted to.
well,
Yeah,
see,
he could have left the country.
concern, right? He could have left. Like he could have. That was the concern, right? Like you don't catch him, and so like he could feel if he wasn't remorseful, he could have felt like emboldened and did it to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of like, what's you guys' feelings? You might have already discussed this, but like, what's you guys' feelings about it?
Oh,
I think
yeah, definitely bad. There's like a lot of downstream implications that are going to be into this. And obviously, I just don't want people dying in general. Even if they advocate for policies I like disagree or think are super harmful.
yeah, and
Yeah,
who
no,
wants to make a leader out of somebody on the right? Like that's not good.
and the bigger issue is that now the right can make him a martyr and further justify doing heinous shit.
Yep.
Like even if it ends up being that it was some groiper, which I doubt. Like it doesn't even matter to them who the political affiliation of
Well, it
this
doesn't matter to
person
them,
is,
but it is
because
going to matter.
it is going to matter,
Yeah.
but not to the people
Not to
who
them.
have already galvanized the fuck out of his death.
Yeah, I think it's like
Either way,
if
it's
they
going to
were
end
to
up bad.
assassinate someone like AOC, or
How bad it
if
ends
they
up
just
being
assassinate Destiny,
will just be known as
they'll just say, oh well, this is for Charlie, this is for Charlie.
Yeah,
They've
exactly.
got a cause as Charlie, if you like.
Like all these people are further to the right than Charlie are just gonna be like, yeah, no, like fuck you, like we're gonna fucking go after you.
Right. Yeah.
And
I
they
mean, I
are.
saw
I
that,
mean,
like-
Melissa Hortman, she was killed, and she didn't get nearly this reaction.
No,
Out of
they
it.
they even said that it wasn't their people. Like it can't be. It has to be a left winger. Like they don't care. That's the first thing they'll go to anyways.
Yeah, and also
Yeah.
like there's a something at play here. Whereas when if somebody like Melissa Hortman gets murdered, then you're going to get a certain amount of reaction from the mainstream press, but the
Mhm.
right wing press is going to ignore it entirely. But
Yeah.
if someone on the right gets hit like Kirk, then you're going to get the same amount of reaction initially from the mainstream media. So there's no change there. But then the right wing media is going to hype it all the way. And when you add all of that hype from the right wing media and then the mainstream media also gives its coverage, that they amplify each other and it becomes massive.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, but then as soon as it happens to somebody on the left, you're not going to see anywhere near that reaction because the right wing media will completely shut it down.
Yeah. They'll just say it's fake. Like no, a right winger couldn't have done this. No. Like
maybe Fox News might not say it's fake. Like Fox News might not actually lie about it, but they just won't give it coverage.
Yeah, that's
And
either
so
that.
it kind of dies out. Yeah.
Like, and then further on the right, you get a lot of that, like, oh, it wasn't me, it wasn't them, it wasn't yada yada yada. They'll obfuscate the fuck out of it by looking at some niche detail and saying, oh, this must mean that they're only leftist, and not look at anything else. Which is what happens anyways on the fringes. Anyways, most people are trying to like make sure that their side's covered. Like,
I mean, I think as far as I know, the only leftist like major shooting that there's been has been Luigi.
Well, I mean,
I
was
don't
even
even
a
know
lot
if Luigi was a leftist. I think who's that trans shooter in Nashville?
Yeah, no,
I think
Christian
that's
school,
what I
yeah,
would
that's what I was
look to
talking about as well.
first.
Yeah, I saw the body cam. That was actually so brutal.
Yeah.
I mean, I think Luigi might have been somewhat of a leftist because wasn't he advocating for like a complete upheaval of the system, sort of
I
towards
mean,
like a more
but
social
there are other
system?
people who do that too.
Yeah.
I feel like that's another characteristic of the far right, which
I don't think he has like
Yeah,
a coherent ideology.
yeah, that's the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
I feel like it's
Honestly,
not coherent.
I think on the
He was
political
also like a
spectrum how there's like
podcaster, bro, too. Like,
authoritarian.
wasn't
Yeah,
he?
you know how there's
Wasn't
like
he into like crypto
authoritarian and
shit?
like libertarian. I think, I mean, like people like Jake Shields advocate for universal healthcare, and they're just like spitballing. They don't actually
Yeah.
know what they're talking about. And Luigi was probably more of like, I don't know, probably like a centrist, but also like on the more authoritarian side of things. I mean, he did literally just kill a CEO, but
Yeah.
let's see, what is this?
Yeah, I mean, even if you want to say, well, he was from a wealthy family, so he believes in the basics of capitalism or something, that he still would be on the left, but maybe closer to the liberal side.
Like
than
he would just be like a very socially like radical left type person,
right.
like a socially left.
Yes.
Which they're
I mean,
most people who consider themselves on the left are most likely going to be socially on the left, and then have very like minimal ideas on economics.
Some people
yeah,
just
they
thought,
just like completely
AKA the
buy
average
into their
Hassan
left.
viewer.
Pretty much, yeah.
Or really the average
people-
Destiny viewer too, but
some
like-
people just thought it was personal, like he had back pain, or maybe it was a family member. I can't remember.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
And
back. Yeah, I think
there
that
was
was
they wouldn't give him any coverage or whatever. And I mean, if you're suffering that much, or if you're witnessing someone you love suffering that much, I can see you like getting irrational about it after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, thought that I see your point with like, obviously Charlie's not Angel. Like, I think the USAID cuts were like one of the worst things ever. It's like projected kill like what 500,000 people. Or
Yeah.
I don't want to say kill, but there's like an opportunity cost or whatever.
14 million over 10 years.
Yeah, it's
But
like
we
insane.
saved millions of dollars, guys. We're saving money for the American taxpayer. Oh my god.
Such a Christian thing to do.
Right?
But obviously I still don't.
Yeah,
I
Jesus
still
would
don't,
cut
like,
USAID.
condone him
Jesus
getting
would do
Or
it.
the school
fucking
shootings,
shot.
right? He kept saying school shootings are worth it because it means we get to keep our gun rights. Like it's a necessary sacrifice.
That is true.
I mean,
there's so many
think-
ironic statements that
I mean, there's
Charlie
also
made.
a lot of things that have been like taken out of context. Like I saw something earlier with like Charlie Kirk hates empathy. And they showed like a 5-second clip, but then I found the like full clip and he's like, empathy is not the right word for it because empathy, implies that you actually know how they're feeling completely and you're not trying to like you're like disparaging it by saying you know what it feels like. So sympathy is a better word because it's like trying to show that you care, but you can't exactly know what it's like to feel the pain that they're feeling.
But yeah, you
So I
can't
think that was,
articulate
like,
what that feels like.
Yeah. So I think, it's like kind of cringe that like a bunch of people are mostly on the left, are just like speaking for him and like straw manning his positions. But
Although that was also at the time, that was kind of a meme that was going around. It was Elon said something similar when he said empathy is a virus.
yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes I wonder if they do this for just to like get attention and get clicks in like viral clips and whatever.
Yeah, because it seems
I mean, it's-
like I understand what they're saying. They're saying people weaponize empathy in order to, get at your wallet or something, for things that are not that important or whatever. I see it all the time. Like I'm a debate coach, and one of our jobs as debaters is to evaluate impacts. And what you'll find is that impacts get exaggerated or played down all the time, right? And so empathy is one of the ways in which that weaponization happens because you can, there's some areas where the impacts are relatively minimal, but we put a tremendous amount of resource there because it has visibility. Like,
Yeah.
for instance, breast cancer. Like, the amount of resources that get towards that because of the Susan G. Komen Foundation are massive. But the amount of lives saved as a result are much smaller than if you were to put that money somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. Like the effectiveness, you mean?
Yeah. And empathy is what's used in order to direct those resources in one direction over another. So I can kind of understand that logic, although, when Elon was saying it, he was talking about eliminating Social Security and things like that. So that it was, I think there's a legitimate argument to be made in that direction. So I don't fully understand what Kirk was saying, so I'm not willing to condemn it yet. But I mean, there are legitimate ways to say it.
I mean, I don't even really care too much like if he had retarded positions. I just still obviously I don't want him to die. And dude, some of the stuff I saw of people mourning him made me so sad. Like I'm gonna send something right now. Like this shit made me so sad. Let's see what ThoughtBat said. Right. I mean, obviously, calling someone racist obviously, isn't inciting violence. But I think, being hyperbolic might be I wouldn't say exactly inciting violence, but it's a bit irresponsible.
I mean, I think it is accurate to call Charlie Kirk racist for a couple of his statements, at least. One of which being about a black pilot because of DEI.
Oh yeah.
Using that, that one was. Whew, it's very hard to be defended.
I
there.
haven't seen that full clip, but I'm pretty sure wasn't that because they, on average, the black pilot had lower pilot ratings or whatever than the white pilot because they were more selective for the black pilots. So if you randomly selected a black pilot over a white pilot, it would be more likely that the white pilot would just be of higher quality, not because of any intrinsic value or inherent capabilities of the race, but more so just because of the hiring process. And I remember there being a really scandalous hiring practices with them. But that does sound really bad. But I'd have to see the full.
What is a pilot rating based off of?
I mean, I imagine. I mean, there are going to be 5-star pilots and whatever. I'm not actually sure how they kind of do that.
I don't know if there's any actual evidence
Because
that shows that they
I know,
are less competent. I know that there's a bias against them and that they're perceived as less competent.
Yeah, I mean that might
I'm looking.
disproportionately affect the rating, but
Yeah.
in any case, that if you just randomly selected a pilot they based on race, there would be some sort of disparity between.
So if you're gonna do affirmative action, you're deliberately hiring people with.
But I don't
less
think there's
than-
affirmative action in the hiring process for pilots. Am I wrong?
No, I think I remember
Well, then
Shank
his thing
or
is
something.
completely unwarranted. But if
Right,
there
but if
is,
you,
his point stands.
then yeah, that's what I'm not entirely sure about that clip, but that's kind of what I'm speculating. Why
Charlie
he
Kirk.
did it.
I think I also saw a clip where he said black women have lower processing power
Wait,
or something.
No,
in their
I
brain.
saw that. I saw that one as well.
Is that-
I looked at the full clip. Let me relook because I kind of forget.
Yeah, no, I can't find anything about actual pilots being less competent or being scored as less competent. And,
I mean, maybe look into the hiring process a little bit. I'm not entirely sure, but the thing with the black woman being less stupid, they put a quote that was Charlie Kirk said, quote, black women are less competent and have less brain functioning powers than everyone else. But in the video that they put, that's not even what he said remotely. Where is it? Oh yeah, this is where he was talking about Ketanji Brown Jackson. I guess because her test scores or something were very much lower than the other respective judges. I guess.
Her LSAT?
Yeah, I guess so.
What was her score?
Man, that's the
I'm
first time I've
not-
ever heard of LSAT being the
I'm gonna link the. So look,
determination.
Look at the tweet. Look at what the tweet. Oh shit! Whoops. It's a quote tweet. But if you look at what they quoted Charlie as saying versus what he actually said, it's like completely different. Like he didn't say black women do not have the brain processing power to be taken seriously. He was just saying that given that this person was brought up to the Supreme Court based on their skin color rather than any actual ability to or aptitude to like judge the law, there's going to be some sort of disparity between this and a person who was hired purely based off of like talent or whatever. And so it's not
Do we know?
anything.
Wait. Do we know the test scores for any of the other Supreme Court justices?
I
I don't think so.
sure.
I don't think
we
they.
I mean, Charlie could have like easily been spitballing, but that's what like that's what I'm guessing he meant.
Typical.
I mean,
can't
obviously,
imagine Kavanaugh had
Typical
very high
racist defender of Charlie Kirk, right there. Look at him
Hey,
saying
man,
that he could
Charlie-
just be spitballing.
I mean, I definitely think he's spitball. I mean, I think
Yeah,
all
yeah.
these political commentators are spitballing like
Of
90%
course.
of the time.
Yeah.
And that's like kind of I'm trying to like give him the benefit of the doubt because I think that's probably what the rationale is here.
It seems like
Oh,
he
you're
demanded
giving the fascist Nazi. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
It seems like Ketanji Brown he demanded that Ketanji Brown Jackson release her test scores and assumed that they were lower just because she's black, which would be
True.
racist.
Yeah.
I mean, I think probably another thing too is let's say we did know the score, and he was comparing them to the ones that we know.
Correct.
Clearly, you're only going to release your LSAT scores if they're high, right? If they're low, you're going to refuse to release them. So that would be cherry-picked list of LSAT scores anyway, wouldn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Right. But if you had all of the scores, then it
Yes.
would be more good comparison.
Well, they collect all that information. Like when you take the LSAT or the SAT or ACT, you know what percentile you're in. And
Yeah.
Okay. No, we don't know the LSAT scores of any Supreme Court justice. I just looked it up.
Oh, nice.
So we have to know this one. We have to know.
So he was
Perfect.
But
definitely
presumably, if you're going to do like a practice that does have some sort of emphasis on skin color or like anything that's unrelated to talent, you'd expect if like two different hiring processes, one in which you put an emphasis on skin color and one in which you like only value their ability to judge the law, I guess. I would expect like some sort of disparity. Like we see that with in colleges a little bit with affirmative action. Like the Asian American SAT score at Harvard is significantly higher than like the white American Harvard
Yeah.
student.
I don't think it's significantly higher. Like the median
Well,
might
not
be like
significantly. It's
30
like
higher.
50, yeah.
Here's what it is.
But it's pretty. I mean, 50 is a lot. That's like 5 questions on the SAT.
So I coach exclusively Asian students, and I have been for the last 3 years. It's kind of
That's-
new
Me
for
next,
me.
bro.
I've been coaching for 35 years, but for the last
Wait,
3
why-
years, with this
Why
Asian
though?
student. Why?
Oh, because do you
Because
purposely choose them or
it's a Chinese academy,
I
and
see, I
I
see.
say Asian because we started out all Chinese, but now we've got a lot of Indian kids as well. So now we're about 50-50 Chinese
Oh,
and
hell
Indian, with a smattering of Korean and every once in a while. But like that's what it is. So anyway, they see all this. They're on the other side of this like discrimination stuff. And the standards for them to get into good colleges are much higher, or have been much higher until the Supreme Court decision undoing affirmative action. And now what we're going to see is a massive flood of Asians into those schools. And I'll tell you this, like it is true that affirmative action is most unfair to the people that are supposed to benefit from it. Because here's what happens. You pluck kids out from high schools who have not had all of the prep that all these other kids have had. And so their SAT scores are significantly lower. And then you put them in a group expecting them to compete with these people who've been prepped probably since middle school for college level work. And then, of course, the dropout scores for African Americans in college are much higher, not because of any fault of their own, but because they've been plucked like they haven't gone through the system in the stages that you're supposed to. It's like pulling
So it's like
somebody
a
up.
mismatch, right? Is that what you're saying? That's what I'm.
Yeah, it means I believe in affirmative action, but not at the college level. I think you have to give it at the pre-K to elementary level, so that by the time they take the SAT, they're equally capable as everybody that they're competing against. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. Like you being mismatched into like the wrong, because obviously
Yeah.
different colleges have different like levels of rigor.
Yep.
So if you put people in who aren't actually like prepared, then you're gonna have like higher dropout rates. I know. Okay,
It's the
like hear
wrong
me out here.
time.
I know you guys don't like Thomas Sowell, but he used to work at Cornell, and he wrote a little. He wrote in his column how like the dropout rate for black students was like insanely high, like disproportionately high compared to all the other counterparts.
Right.
So it does make a lot of sense to me.
Yeah.
And I don't even think affirmative action for college matters too much because college prestige isn't like the be all end all. And you still get like relatively the same education regardless of where you attend.
I agree.
Because
Yeah.
so yeah.
The difference isn't in your quality of education. The difference is in the connections you can make at that college. So if you go to Harvard, like you're set for life, not because your education's any better, but because other Harvard alums will give you jobs or they'll give references to you and things like that.
I mean, that's
And
part of
also
it, but
just-
it's also I do think it's largely social signaling. That it's like any employer believes that like someone who got into Harvard is pretty competent.
right, exactly. Yeah, that was the second one. Is that if just
Right.
having Harvard attached to your name is going to open doors for you, and that's true with other like famous institutions that have really good names, like MIT or Princeton or
Sure. Yeah.
local community college. Not so much.
I mean, you don't actually graduate from local. Well, I mean, technically you can get
Yeah,
an
your
associate's,
associate.
but
There's some four-year colleges,
yeah,
but
yeah, usually just transfer. No.
yeah, usually it's a 2-year degree, and then you go to a four. But there are some 4-year community colleges
Oh,
as
are
well.
there?
Yeah, not many.
Uh,
I'd say maybe 10-15% of them are 4-year degrees. I've got one
Interesting.
Tyler Community College, which my niece is going to. She got a 4-year degree from there.
Oh, I mean, and then you can. I mean, I imagine you could probably still get a job. It doesn't really matter too much. Like at some point, credentialing doesn't even matter once you get your first job.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
like by the time you become a Supreme Court justice, it doesn't matter what your LSAT score is.
Yeah. Although everyone, I think everyone on the court went to either Harvard or Yale.
Now that Amy Coney
Unless
Barrett went to Notre Dame.
Oh, okay. Then she was the first, because it
Yes.
was the case before that it was all Harvard or Yale. So that's good. Amy Coney Barrett is very interesting justice too. Like she's the one that breaks from the other conservatives the most.
Yeah, no,
She
she's
definitely thinks for herself.
she's not a drone, and like
Yeah.
some people.
Right.
That's why I think that she might be key to this tariff thing. That big
And
tariff case that's coming up.
Mhm.
She and
oh,
Roberts.
it's like
Jr. both-
constitutional. Is that
Yeah. Yeah. The now 2 courts have struck it down, like whatever the original district court was, and then the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals, both
right?
struck it down. So if the Supreme Court leaves that in place, then the tariffs are going bye bye.
Right.
I know I'm taking us off topic though.
No, all good. I mean, we covered basically most of it. It seems
Yeah.
like. I mean, they're still having like crazy. There's still crazy fallout going out on Twitter. Like it's honestly surreal that Charlie Kirk is dead. It's like
Mhm.
kind of hard to process the fact that like the biggest figure on the right is
figure
like legitimately just got assassinated.
Yeah, and it's fucking
Yeah,
scary.
and young.
Yeah, exactly.
He was
It's not like
31.
he'll be dead anyway in a few years. But Kirk would have gone decades more.
Yeah. I mean, do you guys think this is going to be like a net positive for the right wing movement? Like, are they going to grow because of this, or are they going to get stifled because they kind of lost their biggest figurehead?
Oh, I think it's gonna grow. They're gonna.
I mean, look at Breitbart. Andrew Breitbart was killed, and I think that only made that website. Now that website isn't as big as it used to be, but in the years after his death, like it skyrocketed.
Right. Yeah.
for a lot of years. So
Yeah, I was thinking about that, but because like I kind of did feel like Charlie Kirk was like one of a kind in the sense that he's like a really good speaker. He's like very I don't know. He's very passionate and he's like fucking doing these tours every year like 20 times. So he's like always out there and he's like making viral content with like all these like super culture war-y like capture-y clips. But I do think it's definitely possible we just see like a fucking 1,000 Charlie Kirks just pop up out of nowhere just because everyone's like, it seems like it's radicalizing a lot of people. Like I saw normal people genuinely say they're getting radicalized because of this. Like I don't even think they were joking. Like I think they're genuinely just leaning more into like the conservative movement because of this event.
yeah, I'll tell you, my boss came up to me just because he's known to be a debater. She said, she was like, "Oh, it's terrible that we lost a debater." I don't think she knew much about him, but now what she knows about him is going to be this hagiography, right? That's in the press about I mean, obviously, I don't think he deserved to die either, but he like the press is going to be afraid to criticize him for a while, and so this is going to create an impression in a lot of people's minds that he was a much better person than he was.
Mm-hmm.
Which is very unfortunate because he was a horrible person.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. I mean, some of his views were very
had to
schizophrenic.
walk on eggshells, like pointing out to her, no, this is who he was, and this is what he stood for. He didn't want people like you in this country because she's an immigrant, and stuff like that, without making it look like I was saying it's not bad that he was killed. I kind of had
Right.
to walk that line.
I think like I've told people, and when I say people, I mean like family members and like if I'm on Discord, to look up George Lincoln Rockwell, and that's your
Who the hell is
comparison to
that?
this.
Who the hell is that?
Look
Who the
him
hell is
up.
that?
Look him up.
George what?
Lincoln Rockwell.
Is this guy gonna be a fascist? Dude, this guy's a Nazi. I mean, I
Correct.
don't.
Look up his story. Just read how he ended. And just remember, you said, who is that? But if you read his story, you're going to be quite surprised that you had to say, who is that?
American Nazi Party. I mean, I don't know if Charlie. I don't think this is Charlie Kirk, bro. See, I'm looking at his Wikipedia. Murder by gunshot. Yo, he's a philosophy student.
So George Lincoln Rockwell was the Charlie Kirk of his day, just to put into context.
Right. I mean, obviously, I don't think Charlie Kirk was a Nazi, and I think we've just gone more progressive. So I think maybe that's where.
I don't think there's a real difference between Charlie Kirk and George Lincoln Rockwell. Like you can say at this point he wasn't this thing, but everything that he said was literally what George Lincoln Rockwell would say, just not with the slurs and the really overt language.
I mean, so like, what do you think? What do you like cash Nazi out to be? I guess.
What I'm
I mean, it
saying to
seems
you
like.
is that what I'm saying to you is like, okay, sure, he may not have been advocating for the like complete eradication of entire groups of people, but his language gets you to that point. His language
Wait,
gets
so
you to that conclusion.
do you think the killing of George Lincoln Rockwell was justified?
Well, he wasn't killed by some outside person. He was actually killed by a member of the party.
But do you think that was a good thing, or would?
I think I do think that it's better that George Lincoln Rockwell is not on this earth. Yeah.
Right. I mean, because this guy, it says right here, he regularly praised Adolf Hitler, denied the Holocaust, believed that Martin Luther King was a tool for Jewish communists and was like just a fucking puppet for them.
Yeah, and
Basically just blamed the Jews for everything.
Charlie Kirk said that Martin Luther King wasn't a good person and that the Civil Rights Act was a mistake.
Right. I mean, basically all the libertarians also believe that, but I don't think that means they're all racist. It's
All
more
the
so.
libertarians believe that? Are you sure?
Yeah. It's just like freedom of association. I mean, like the.
You're talking to a libertarian, by the way.
I mean like the Mises Institute, like the Cato Institute type of libertarians as well. It's just like freedom of association because you can't.
That's
under
not
the
why. Why do you think Charlie Kirk had that position? Do you think it's because he believed in freedom of association?
Well, that and because it also perpetuates like DI programs.
Right, that was his position. It had nothing to do with freedom of association.
Well, I mean that it's necessarily going to be baked into it if you're going to be against.
But that's
the
not what
civil
Charlie
rights.
Kirk said. You're trying to tell me what you kind of wish Charlie Kirk said, but that's not what he
Well,
said.
no, they're like from what I've heard, like that group is very much pro freedom of association. Like for example, Ben Shapiro, I know for a fact has like said, and I mean, didn't they both address the the gay cake scenario? If you know what I'm talking about.
Ben Shapiro has never said. Ben
Yeah,
Shapiro has
because
never said that the Civil Rights Act shouldn't exist.
well, I mean, he's pro freedom of association, which
I think he might have said that.
yeah, you would need to revise the Civil Rights Act to do so. Oh, I think my dad might be home. Hold on, let me grab headphones.
Well, so, I mean, they're trying to get SCOTUS to strike down the Civil Rights Act.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't even think you need to repeal it. You just need the Supreme
I
Court.
think
to strike
Republicans are dumb, but I don't think that they're trying to repeal the Civil Rights Act. And most Republicans are
I
not
mean,
going to sit there and say that.
We were having these conversations 20 years ago, and people were telling me they didn't want to strike down the Voting Rights Act. And then a third of it got struck down. And then recently, the second third of it got struck down. And the last vestiges of it might go in the next year or two.
But
So
Republicans openly stated that they wanted to do that, though. Republicans are not openly stating that they want to get rid of the Civil Rights Act.
They're just
At
taking
that
it
time,
down
the
in courts.
Republicans- At that time, the Republicans swore up and down that they supported every bit of the Voting Rights Act. And in fact, there was a time when it had to get renewed every 10, 15 years or something. And the Republicans unanimously would renew it every single time. They were like, it's unfair that anyone thinks that we want to get rid of the Voting Rights Act. That is absolutely not on our agenda. It's like, this is a misrepresentation of the party. And then when they finally had enough like political power to do it, immediately Supreme Court gets rid of a third of it.
Yeah, I think I disagree with you about that, because what you're talking about the group of neocons, which at the time, 30 years ago, neocons had finally pushed out paleocons until paleocons came back about 15 years ago. So like what I'm getting across to you is that when we talk about the Civil Rights Act today, right now, even the conservatives who are obnoxious paleocons are saying, no, we're not interested in getting rid of the Civil Rights Act. Now, there are other things that they're interested in getting rid of, right? Absolutely. And there are conservatives right now who are saying things like they're fine with marriage being up to the states, including things like interracial marriage, but they're pretty open about that. What they're not open about, regardless of if they're paleocons or neocons, is getting rid of the Civil Rights Act. But they have all paleocons have almost always been really derisive about the Voting Rights Act. That's what I'm getting across to you.
I mean, leaving interracial marriage up to the states seems like a lot worse than getting rid of the Civil Rights Act, from what I know. But I don't think
They're one and the same. They are one and the same.
Interracial. I mean, you could probably just like put some sort of constitutional amendment. I mean, I don't really think that's a right that you can revoke.
Okay, so I'm thinking of Rand Paul, for instance. We all knew his father's stance on that, but Rand Paul also has a similar stance where he said the public accommodation section infringes on liberty. Now, when confronted on it, every time he says something like that, he'll get confronted on it the days later, and he sort of walks it back a little bit. But
well, he not only walks it back, but he votes it back. Like he doesn't sit there and vote in a sort of way. Like there's a lot of Republicans who say very cringy stuff, that say very edgy stuff, but then when it comes to actually voting on it, it's kind of like Epstein, right? How many of them have said release the list, and then when it came time to release the list, they don't release the list?
Yeah, no, I agree. But see, this is the pattern that I'm talking about. Like, it was the same way back with the Voting Rights Act stuff. Like, Republicans would say, oh, they would vote for it unanimously. I understand there's like different segments of the party that some are in power in some years and others in other years. But the fact is, it's not safe to do that vote necessarily. But you can see the push. And then once it becomes more safe, then all of a sudden they become willing to vote for something that they swore they would never do.
I think it's totally safe for them to do that. They have control of the House and the Senate, and they're trying to retain that control by taking away seats in places like Texas and Florida.
They're going in steps, but I think their focus has been on the Voting Rights Act. Once that's done, as an appetizer, I think they're going after the Civil Rights Act. Parts of it. It's going to be just like
the
Voting
optics.
Rights Act.
I mean,
W,
the
bro.
optics of repealing the
Jeez.
Civil Rights Act would be so bad.
Yeah, no,
Yeah, that's what
it's
we
like
said about the Voting Rights Act, but then it happened. That's what we said.
Everyone knows about the Civil Rights Act. I've never even heard of what the.
Yeah, but hold on, but But I think Aiko has a point because he's talking about not the act itself, but provisions, which is true because they didn't repeal the entire Voting Rights Act. They
Right.
took out provisions.
Right. And I think then they took
They're
out
just
more
doing it in
provisions,
an incremental
and
manner.
then
Then
I think there's going to be a third time where they just finish it off. But yeah, and then after that, then they go after another thing, which it was Justice Thomas, who specifically said, "Yeah, now that we've taken care of abortion, we're going to go after all of these other things." Where he lists out loving as one of the cases that he'd like to strike down, which is the one that required miscegenation laws to be banned. So yeah, there are a lot of things that sound ridiculous to us today, but I mean, if I don't know if any of you are as old as I am, I'm in my 50s. The
Jesus,
things
what
that
the fuck?
yeah, the things that seemed ridiculous and like way outside of the Overton window to us back in the day are the things that have already happened now. So I'm no longer in this, oh, you could never do that, like this is too popular or this is too no, just I don't buy that anymore. We said that about Roe v. Wade, we said that about the Voting Rights Act, we said that about a lot of the things that we're now seeing come to pass.
I mean, we're seeing that with like the ACA too. I mean, the optics
Mhm.
of like repealing something called the Affordable Care Act have
Yeah.
got to be like terrible.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
not
it's true.
unless you're Fox News and they just call it communist. Like that's the
True.
thing. Like
You guys
this
got
will
to read
just
King of the
be
Coast paper, bro.
yeah. They'll just play to their base regardless. They'll just say it's a red herring and that it actually does fuck over Americans, despite it showing
True,
it
bro.
hasn't.
Repeal it, bro. Repeal it.
Like
You got to
it's
read King of the
That
Coast
one might-
paper.
like it's not about the
that one might
facts
actually
anymore.
be relatively safe because it doesn't look like the House and the majority in the House is big enough for that, and the Senate is not as insane as the House Republicans are either. And so and also like in a year, Democrats are likely to get the House back. So at least in the short term, I'm not so worried about the ACA.
I mean, a lot of things are like determined by the state too. For like, I know a lot of like states in the Northeast, you know, require you to have like insurance, and they have like a bunch of like public options, I guess. So I think it's more like state determined as well. So like they can vote out whatever they want, but ultimately there's still going to be a lot of like local legislation.
I mean,
Yeah,
I mean,
actually,
yeah.
if you're on the left, you might not, people think of states' rights as being a right wing thing, but I've long been for states' rights because I know that it's like sort of the last line of defense for a lot of people in a right wing government.
And unironically, you get a lot more like effects. You get a lot more of that with local and state governments. You're able to have things more directly impact you that way by interacting in local politics.
Like in the first Trump administration, one of the things I noticed was he tried to roll back auto standards for cars, like for emissions and stuff like that. And so California just said, we have state emissions. We're going to actually tighten them. We're going to actually make them stronger. And nobody wants to sell a car that they can't sell in California. And so California standards became the de facto national standards. And it's because of states' rights that California was able to save the whole country from having polluting cars again.
And that's what we call based federalism right there.
I mean, they're going carbon neutral by like what, 2030 or something?
Yeah.
I mean, basically everyone there, they have like a very big Asian population, and those people are obsessed. Well, I can say this because I'm Asian. They're like obsessed with Tesla. So
true. Oh my god.
And we hit 10%, by the way, this month or last month in August. 10% of new cars sold were EVs in America.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I know there's like a bunch of different like sort of carbon taxes tacked on, or like fossil fuel taxes, it seems, and generally it doesn't seem like people are very happy with that. But in any case, it's still working out, I guess. I mean, fucking, I don't even know what to call you, Fortnite God. Like, didn't you talk about aren't they doing like some sort of liberal abundance movement now, or like with?
I don't know. They just passed today SB 79, which is like to build. You can build up to like 6 stories near transit.
Base.
But they also
more, bro.
They also repealed part of CEQA, which was a California Environmental Quality Act, which was used to block a lot of housing. So they're doing some
Wait,
stuff.
this is good. This is good. I mean, I know last I looked of the map of New York City, they're still stuck at like 3 floors max on a lot of the outskirts of New York City, but it's like very awful. Like no one gives a shit about light pollution. We need more housing, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I saw a thing with a LA City Council member where they were like, they were asking her like, "Oh, what are you doing about the housing crisis?" And she was like, "I was working with there's going to be a 6-story development in my, area, and I worked with the developer and I got it down to 3 stories.
Oh my
And we put in
god.
some
Yeah.
parking garages and
Fuck
some
this bitch.
EVs."
Oh my god. Yeah, that shit tilted the fuck out of me. I'm like, you're celebrating making shit worse? Hello?
Like I don't know how Yimbys haven't won yet when like the consensus, or it seems like the consensus among like all the studies and like all the economists or whatever is that, fucking zoning laws are awful.
Well, that's because most people are probably NIMBYs. Most families, rather. Your mom,
Right, because they
pa's who
already have
want
the
their
asset.
fucking they've got their house already, and they don't want their property values to go down, for one thing, and for two, there's an association of apartments with like shitty living, and like they don't want to be around that, so they'll do pretty much everything that they can to be like, we don't want this, and they'll
Right.
usually advocate locally for zoning laws that would prevent
Yeah.
apartments from being next to single family homes for XYZ, and then like you can have them all the way over there, and it turns out all the way over there is the edge of town or nowhere at all at some point.
Right.
So
I mean,
that's
just subsidized housing, bro. We need more
it's
Section
just
8
the
vouchers, bro.
fucking Karens. It's all the
Just
Karens.
subsidized housing.
But I think the tide really turned on the state level, because on the local level, it's always going to be the case that the city council people are going to vote in favor of their constituents,
Yeah.
who their interest is to build less
No,
housing.
you've got no NIMBYism is certainly a problem on councils.
Oh my god, I thought you were
NIMBYism
gonna
is
say
a
NIMBYism
plague.
is good for a second.
No.
All right. Anyways, yeah, NIMBYism super bad.
So like a lot of times councils are filled up with like middle-aged to old people who are NIMBYs. They don't want new stuff. They don't want stuff in their backyard. They don't want like community gardens. They don't want more housing because they got theirs and that's it. Like
Right, they're like
councils
just
can
stifling
sometimes be,
competition, basically.
yeah, like
Yeah,
councils can
literally,
sometimes
that's
be
what it
the
is.
most annoying things in the world.
Someone's got to come in and just like fucking stop them. It sounds
These
like we need
radical
Superman, bro.
NIMBYs, they're taking away our
Literally.
land. They're taking away homes for millions,
Radical
billions of
NIMBYs.
people. This is a
You know,
travesty.
also,
Are these damn
another
leftists?
reason why the NIMBY movement is so popular is because we're just like getting it all blurred out by like the private equity narrative. Private equity is buying out all
Oh
the
yeah,
housing, and there's like the 4% graph.
BlackRock. Like
BlackRock.
like that's become the new
Well,
buzzword, BlackRock.
I know.
It's like,
I mean,
you see, we
Blackstone
can't
as
have
well.
new housing because BlackRock, which owns like a fraction of all land, for
Right,
housing.
I saw. I
Like,
think it was like 0.4% of all single family homes are owned by private equity, and Blackstone is like a fraction of that.
I hate to like,
It's like,
go ahead, sorry.
you're gonna make a NIMBY point? No.
oh my
don't do
god,
it.
I got people telling them to pay me up. Let's go.
To make
Oh,
a NIMBY
actually,
point,
Yeah,
but I was
fucking
gonna bring it
Matt
back
Forney.
to
Well,
Charlie
they're
Kirk
my
for a sec.
mutuals, so they're of course they're gonna do that. But
yeah,
yeah,
no,
no.
Charlie Kirk,
Fuck
he
Matt
makes
Forney.
some really. I wrote like a couple essays on, because Charlie Kirk does advocate not for NIMBY policy, but he does do this private equity bullshit.
Well, he's like,
I mean, it's all optics.
I mean,
yeah,
how is he going to
he's-
debate leftists on policy like that, though? Like,
I mean, like, how's he going to debate leftists now? I'm sorry, that's terrible.
holy shit, that's bad. Disavow.
Um,
I did not kid. I kid, but
Not bad.
But well,
And-
I was gonna bring it back to it's not that band. I was gonna bring it back to to Charlie Kirk for a second because I guess I'm kind of wondering, like, when I mentioned George Lincoln Rockwell, I'm
Mhm.
kind of curious about the pushback on that. Like, why the pushback on me saying that? that he's comparative to that guy.
I don't know who that guy is exactly. I just read his like Wikipedia like 5 paragraphs. But this guy seems to be like way more far right than Charlie. Like this guy's like a full on Holocaust denier. This guy said, we need to deport all the brown people and put them in a secluded area. So it doesn't seem to be the case with like Charlie Kirk, who's more I don't know. I mean, he does want immigration stops, but I don't think it's necessarily going to be fully based on ethnicity from what I've seen. Obviously, I don't watch too much Charlie Kirk either, but
Well,
I mean, even if
kinda,
George Lincoln Rockwell was around today, like it's not like I'd think that it'd be justified for people to go out and kill him at this
yeah,
point.
right.
Like I think
I-
that's just I think it just
So-
makes things worse, to be honest. Like I think
yeah.
it
But,
never
I mean, the
helps your
question is if
movement
they're
at this point
the
to do
question is
political
if they're
violence.
like the
I
same
don't
as
think
well.
that it makes I don't think that it makes things better to go
Right.
around and shoot someone who is saying terrible things. But
Mhm.
I am trying to understand why
You're, like comparing
suddenly,
them.
huh?
Yeah, like we're not like saying whether or not they should die. We're just saying like, are they comparable?
No, no,
Are they
no.
like
That's
the
not.
same?
That's not. Yeah, it's the comparison part. So to
Right.
me, the things that George Lincoln Rockwell said and did is actually not very different from the things that Charlie Kirk said and did. I
I
don't
mean,
find them to be
other
very different in their results.
other than like the Civil Rights Act, they seem like this guy regularly praises Adolf Hitler, denies the Holocaust. I mean, Charlie Kirk seems to be very well read on the
Yeah,
Holocaust
but
and
it's
like
not. I'm
Holodomor and
referring to the result. I'm referring to like outcomes from their rhetoric. So you can
okay,
say, well,
so
George Lincoln Rockwell was saying pro-Hitler things, and that's true. But
yeah,
Charlie Kirk was saying very anti-black stuff. He was saying anti-immigrant stuff, and that rhetoric contributed to real life consequences.
are you talking about like USAID or are we talking about?
Well, sure. I mean, like we could talk about USAID, but we could
Yeah, I
also
mean, I
talk
agree with
about the
that.
fact that but we could also talk about the fact that his rhetoric led to Black people being harassed on campus. His rhetoric led to suspicion against Black employees and workers within various workplaces. Like his rhetoric has contributed to the denigration of people affected by police brutality. He encouraged police brutality. He believed that like
Whoa,
his rhetoric encouraged the harassment and mistreatment of George Floyd's family. I mean,
I'm not entirely sure of all his positions. I can't comment on everything. But from what I've seen, he seems like relatively just on his positioning, like just to the right, like a normal conservative.
I
But normal conservatism today is like extremely far right.
yeah,
to be
the
yeah,
honest.
Yeah.
like
the
that's
problem
the
is I
thing.
think
Normal conservatism.
he's shifted the Overton window. Like I don't know if I can
Yay.
co-sign every single position that the other person was saying, but he has
Yeah, no, I
inextricably
don't know enough
shifted
about
that
Charlie
Overton
Kirk
window
to
pretty
comment.
far.
I mean, it's at the point where it's like, George Lincoln Rockwell in his time was probably like super far right, even for his
Yeah,
like,
no.
for conservatives at the time. Whereas like Charlie Kirk is almost like a moderate compared to some of the MAGA people today.
Yeah,
I
and I
mean,
No, I
or
mean,
mean,
was.
like
and
if you looked
I'm
at the
gonna
Jubilee lineup, like those are some like that's what far right is to me. And it seems like Charlie, relative to those people, he's just like a regular conservative.
well, yeah, that's because he kind of put the argument is that he kind of pushed them
Yeah,
down
he
that
shifted it.
line.
Yeah. I see where yeah.
Like because like
He was
nowadays,
really
like
bad.
because nowadays people aren't talking about the Ben Shapiro's, the Charlie Kirks. They're more so if they're kind of like
The Nick
politically
Fuentes.
actives. Yeah, your Nick Fuentes's, your Andrew
Dog.
Wilson's.
If he
your-
takes over the conservative movement, that's gonna be bad. See, Charlie Kirk, we had to keep him.
Well, are you
He
Yeah,
saying
but
was
there's
like,
even
now
some of the
this power vacuum?
yeah,
I
no,
think
that's
a
what I'm
lot of the
saying.
other
I
people
think
in TPUSA are like actual Nazis.
TP.
Like they're just
I
What?
mean,
like
there definitely is a like literal Nazis in
there
that
definitely is
position,
a little bit
obviously.
of a faction that could be brewing there, but
I mean,
I won't
just
say
like how
for
you
certain.
definitely have like Marxist Leninists in the DSA. I mean, most of them are going to be in the ACP, but there's obviously going to be like really terrible people in every organization.
The thing about the TPUSA is they had 2 founders, and the one of them was killed in 2020 by COVID.
Actually,
So yeah, so both
Jesus Christ.
leaders of the TPUSA were killed by things that they said we should ignore.
Are you serious?
That is
Yeah.
actually so
Oh,
ironic. I won't say it's funny.
wow.
But
Wow, that actually, yeah, you know what? That's insane. The insane amounts of
Yeah.
irony.
Wow.
And to you know
not
what?
to say
Let's
it's
let's
funny,
add
but
another layer of irony to Charlie Kirk's death here. He also said that we should be able to watch. We should bring back public executions, and kids should be able to watch that happen. And Charlie Kirk's kids were at the event that he got assassinated at.
Oh,
Publicly.
they saw a public execution. Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
I would
like
also like to add to that irony. So Charlie Kirk was at the time debating someone about who engages in the most mass gun deaths. And as Charlie, initially it was about trans people, but when the guy said, "Do you want to know how many mass shootings have happened?" Charlie Kirk responded, "Does that include gang violence?" And
yeah, and then he got
so
shot.
just and he got shot by a white male who was a lone wolf. And not only that, but he got shot with black people in his mouth.
What?
He got shot with black people in his mouth. I'm not gonna pretend that when he said gang violence that he wasn't attributing mass shooting violence to black people.
I mean, I think you. I mean, I don't know. I can't comment too much on Charlie Kirk, but I guess just to make a case for him, he's probably talking about like this inner city crime.
Yeah,
Well,
he
Uh,
means
I
black
mean, who
people.
is he
yeah,
referring to?
the very charitable interpretation would be
He
inner
means
city
black
crime,
people when he says
but
that.
Yeah,
Yeah. So imagine just hating black people so bad you die with them on your lips.
But also, his policies would allow gangs to continue to get guns. So it's not like the point he was making was kind of irrelevant.
yeah,
Unless
it's a little,
unless you
yeah,
say
it
that
is a little counterintuitive because the access to guns is an issue when it comes to the perpetuation of gang violence, and he doesn't give a fuck about gun issues.
right. The dude. I mean, I feel
He
bad for the
said
dude.
that like having a certain amount of deaths is worth it. That's what
I
he
mean,
said.
I think he was saying that's the trade off. I think. Well, I see. I
He
can't see.
literally said the words "worth it."
Right, because he sees it as like intrinsically valuable, like a liberty. Um, but you could probably make some sort of consequentialist argument for guns as well. Um,
Yeah, no, there's definitely like you can make the
see, we
utilitarian
need.
calculus work out.
Yeah, we need a like actual Charlie Kirk fan in here, so we're not like trying to steal man's positions and spitball. But it's fine.
One of the comments I found
Let's all
probably
defend Charlie Kirk because he was a
most
great
Charlie
guy.
Kirk. Okay, I mean, I
We
obviously
don't know. I won't contribute to this conversation.
I've been shitting on him for like a long time, but you know,
I think
like
Top Bat was trying to say
No,
something.
the issue is like there's very few redeeming qualities to conservatives today. I mean, to almost any of them. Like it seems like the whole point of all of those conservative influencers is just.
I mean,
they're
yeah, I
pretty much
could
just
I
going
could definitely say it
culture-
about the
culture war.
influencers, but there's a lot of
culture
the
war.
there's still a lot of the, you know, they say neocons, but like the more like mainline stereotypical conservative movement that's kind of lost in the wake of this new age conservatism. Like this very very isolationist, very like pro ultra nationalist kind of wing of conservatism that I don't think most conservatives would really. Yeah, how do I put this? The Hank Hill conservative is kind of lost in today's landscape, to put it like that.
Yeah, there's
Well, it's an
not,
interesting
there's not
one.
nuance.
Do you know what? Fuck this. The interesting one was when a gay conservative went to up to Charlie and they said, "Oh, what would you say to me as a gay conservative?" You know, it's quite difficult.
Oh, that one I
being a
saw
gay
that clip on
Mhm.
TikTok.
And he's there, and he just sort of says, "Well, the first thing, don't introduce yourself as a gay conservative." Like, Charlie, that the context of the question was that he's a gay conservative. He's asking
Yeah.
you specifically about that.
Mhm.
So there's no way to interpret that other than
Go
don't
back in the
tell
closet.
people you're gay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
just
the
giving
thing
go
him
back
is
in the
like,
that
closet.
like
That's what he's saying.
you can
yeah,
tell that guy looked up to Charlie Kirk so much, and then like the whole answer is just shitting on the guy.
I mean, yeah, no, I did see that. There's a little bit. He's like, I don't approve your life choices. Like, no one asked, first of all. But in any case, like I guess giving him a charitable interpretation, he's just saying that it doesn't really matter what sexuality you are. That you're just conservative and your political ideology should be like separate from your, I guess, sexuality.
I mean, but
know,
it's all.
though.
I mean, also being gay is not really in line with quote unquote traditional values. So I mean,
Yeah, that's true.
on the other hand, I think it's more likely the case that he's like, yeah, just don't mention that you're gay because you'll know most people that are pro traditional values will just think you're weird. And by weird, I mean like
Right.
they want you not dead, but out of the
Yeah.
limelight.
I mean, it's like literally so cringe how there's like trans conservatives like Caitlyn Jenner and what's her name, Blair White.
Blair,
Oh yeah, wait. Blair White's called
She
someone the F
moved back
slur
to
the other
Cali.
day.
Yeah.
I'm
she
like,
moved back.
So
Yeah.
funny.
yeah, she moved
She's
back
like
to California.
pretending it's like it's just like for content purposes or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, whole content. Yeah.
Dude, she's trying to make connections back in LA, even though housing is much more expensive.
LA is going to shit.
Rude.
Yeah. Blair White's there again.
Fuck Blair White. I mean, we see this with Caitlyn Jenner as well. Remember when she bought that red pistol or whatever, and everyone in the comments was like, "You're a bitch. Don't buy guns. You just disparage guns."
Yeah, no, that. Ugh. I don't know, that level of pro clutching is the same as like, oh my god, you're burning an American flag. Oh my god, what the fuck? Why would you do that? Why do you hate this country? Like, it's just pro clutching.
Purity test.
Or even better, actually, like wearing the American flag is like a do rag, like a do rag
People
imprint.
do that.
No, not. Sorry, I need to flip it. There's like prints of like American flag looking iconography on like do rags or something, or other like wear like
Oh.
fucking swimsuits, shirts, etc.,
Right. Yeah.
like that shit. Like it's that kind of pro clutching. And it's the only pro clutching you want to do if you want to be ironic about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you're breaking flag code. Like, why does your profile picture have the American flag on a shirt? Type shit.
I mean, it seems like some of the conservatives have calmed down a bit. Like they're not calling for revenge or whatever anymore.
Um,
Some of them, at
Well, they
least.
went quiet because they didn't. I don't know. It's weird because I don't think like all the stuff that came out about the shooter was that bad for their like shitty narrative, but somehow they didn't really like it. Like they really wanted to be trans person or
Yep.
like
They want it all.
they wanted too much. They were demanding too much, and I don't know. They
He's
overbet.
literally just. It seems like he's just a normal lefty, dude. So like, I don't know. I mean, they can still run with the narrative. I don't know. But I mean, it's probably better if they just like chill out, tone down the rhetoric.
Yeah.
I don't know if you guys saw the debate with XQC and Destiny. It was
Oh,
very bad. I couldn't
yeah. Oh
understand
my
a
god.
single thing XQC was saying. He was like,
Yeah, it's typical Quebecois obfuscation. Quebecois.
He's like, he doesn't even speak English.
No, he speaks in a French retardation language.
Yeah.
It's just
I mean, I'm convinced sometimes like he's purposely just like making his English sound awful.
yeah, it makes his argument sound a little bit better because he wants to sound foreign. Clearly, he just doesn't have the
It's just,
physiognomy though.
sometimes it's like somebody is so uninformed about politics that it's just like they have to do both sides on every issue to seem like they know
That's the
anything.
worst. That's literally the worst thing ever. Like when someone tries to be like an ultra centrist.
Yeah, I mean it's really bad.
Yeah, that fence post must feel real good.
I thought that position like people realized how cringe it was years ago, but I guess it's still around.
The centrist position.
Yeah, being like,
Yeah,
well,
why
the
do we
left
still
does this,
have
but so does the right.
centrists? Like,
Yeah.
But that's not
No, literally.
centrism. That's like radical. That's the radical centrist.
Radical.
centrism.
These radical
the radical
centrists
centrist.
with their inflammatory fence-sitting rhetoric, it needs to stop.
And
These
all the shooters
dipshit
are pretty much
radical centrists need to be.
all the shooters
I'm not
seem
gonna
like
finish that
radical
quote.
centrists.
Yeah.
And if it takes these dipshit radical centrists to be blank blankety blank blank blank, then so be it.
True. I mean, what do you guys think about like people getting fired over, talking or like celebrating Charlie Kirk's death?
I mean,
if you look at Ben's story, actually, he has like 500 stories of him just getting like several people fired from his job. Like that's all he's been doing all day.
I mean,
It's
here's the
gonna hurt the
thing.
Trump economy.
Yeah, true. Yeah, one, it's gonna hurt the
Just
Trump
tell him he's
economy,
the king of
but
cancel culture.
like
More than that.
unironically, it fucking is. Like, if we want to talk about cancel culture, there,
Yeah.
like what happened back in like 2015, 2016, people were getting shat on over, their inflammatory rhetoric, yada yada, like all sorts of like really shitty things that they probably said at work, and that's how they got fired.
Yeah, but conservatives never
And
opposed
conservatives were
cancel
against
culture.
that. They're against
They
that
never
cancel
actually
culture
opposed
now.
it though. They were against it when it was against them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's they don't hold a stance against it. But now that people on the left are saying really shitty things and they're getting fired at work, now it's fine. Now let's go cancel culture. Like it's fucking shitty.
Those
Like
posts
I
get
can
a
say
lot of
that it's
likes,
shitty
too.
regardless. I think
Yeah,
if
dude, they're just like bragging about it too. They're fucking putting hits on people.
Like, I think if you're saying incredibly fucking shitty things, like, yeah, you should probably face some consequences if it affects your work life. Like, absolutely. I am for cancel culture on both sides to some degree.
I mean, it seems like in a lot of cases, like if you're going to be celebrating, someone getting assassinated, and you have like a very high position job, like I think I would probably fire someone if they, were celebrating Charlie Kirk's assassination, or if they're like celebrating political violence, and we live in like some sort of professional setting. But if it's like some fucking like shitty low labor fucking he works at a gas station, I don't really think I'll care too much.
I feel like it depends. I don't know.
I
It
wouldn't
depends
care.
on a lot of things. Like,
yeah, it depends on the like the whole context of whatever they're tweeting. If they're like,
yeah, what they
wow, I
tweeted.
don't. Yeah.
Well, like if I find
they
out
were
that the gas station clerk said some like really weird shit about gay people, I'm what? Okay.
Yeah, like if he said like if like some worker said hang all gay people or something, then obviously I think you should fire him. Or like if you said black people are inferior, or like some racist bullshit, then obviously fire that guy as well. It's like
or if
all
they're
about
like,
the
we
work
got
environment.
Charlie Kirk, now we got to get somebody else or something. It's like,
let's get Matt Walsh.
Before the dude got arrested, I was like, holy shit, he's gonna go on a fucking manhunt and just like kill everyone in part of the Daily Wire. I mean, was Charlie Kirk part of the Daily Wire? I don't know. I don't really know how that shit works.
No, it wasn't.
He's
Okay.
TPUSA.
TPUSA is separate from Daily Wire.
All right, yeah. Because I know Matt Walsh is like basically under the Daily Wire, and
By the way, remember, like just after the shooting, Candace Owens tweeted out some photo of like some random guy. It was just like,
yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? It was just
you
some
remember
like
the AI upscaling too. That was so
oh my
retarded.
god, there's people still posting those images like they're real.
Yeah.
I literally saw a tweet today that had like 30K likes, and it was like, this guy looks nothing like the shooter in the image, and then it was the AI upscaled image.
I'm done.
I mean, I feel like Candace Owens is also just like so conspiratorial. Like an hour after Charlie got announced as dead, she was like, "Who put the hit on him?" Like it was some sort of hit job. Like for sure. Obviously, she's implying there, right? It was the Jews, bro.
Look,
Like,
let's say this. Charlie Kirk was the Tupac of conservative debate culture.
True. He's literally gonna be like he's gonna be historic.
He's the right wing MLK.
Pretty much. Yeah. Well, what is the
I still
argument
think
for why
it'd be the
MLK?
funniest. We talked about this before, but it would have been the funniest thing ever if Netanyahu tweeted out before he died.
I know
on
that.
IG.
That would have been so funny. I was telling Nonfon about this. Like if he accidentally scheduled the tweet early.
Oh my god, that would be Oh my god. Yeah, he just fucking predicted it. Yeah.
Honestly, low-key, that's what we need to unite the right. Like a big hatred
Just
for
everything
a
needs to be
marginalized group.
anti-Israel. The
Yeah,
country needs to be
exactly.
united around
We
hating
just
Israel.
we just need
Everything
to
is
be
blamed on Israel.
exactly. We need to start blaming the Jews for everything, and then we're all good. Right and left are united now. Honestly, I genuinely think that's what could unite us. Like if everyone just starts becoming super anti-Semitic.
Base. Let's go. Let's go.
That's what united Germany.
True. You're right. That's a truth nuke if I ever heard one. Holy shit.
Truth acorn.
Listen, I'm a Jewish person and I'm willing to be genocided if I need to.
If that's what it takes.
Yeah,
If that's what it takes to unite the country.
I'm 10%. You guys have like my foot or something.
Yeah, you're fucked.
10%.
Yeah, no, we need 10% of your mass. So yeah, start wearing your feet, buddy.
Sounds good.
Post
The Jews
pics.
only control 10% of the land in Palestine, and yet they got
post pics
more
to
than
prove
half.
the mass of your feet.
It would suck to be
what?
10% Jewish, but
Sounds
it's just
crazy
your
as
nose.
Yeah, imagine. I think just my
Nah.
eyes are like a little wider than normal.
You can
Damn.
see.
Yeah, I got like stretch res.
It's like we finally found
And
the
the other-
shooter.
Is the other part Chinese?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's.
Are these
Japanese,
Chinese Jewish
I-
communists? They're
actually,
on
I
my
don't know if I
doorstep.
dox myself on screen, but because I feel like that's very specific.
China's bred a lot of Jewish communists. I mean, look at them.
Exactly. We must sanction China.
All right. You know,
Okay.
maybe here if we're gonna go on crazy theories, let's think about it right here. What if it was Candace Owens who killed Charlie
God.
Kirk? She
Yeah,
put out
I
the
mean,
hit.
that makes sense.
She put out the fucking hit.
Yeah, I mean, it's very much possible, like a Groiper, like coerce this guy into doing it.
He blackmailed him into doing it.
Yeah, exactly.
That would be kind of crazy if that were true. Big if true.
True, big.
Truth nuke.
It doesn't really make sense to blackmail someone into something that would end their life anyway.
Yeah, blackmail them into life in prison. Well, I mean, he probably didn't expect his parents to sell him
That's
out.
why he's
I'd
gonna
look
get the
if
death penalty. They're just gonna. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
a given.
I
I'd
mean,
look
yeah,
if he's so
they
pissed if my parents
basically
sold me out.
yeah, Charlie Kirk is basically a national hero at this point. So yeah, they're just gonna execute him. They're gonna be. It's gonna be the first televised execution.
Oh my
It
God.
would be what Charlie Kirk would have wanted.
Televise that shit.
The tyranny of the masses.
Something.
It's so crazy when a religious person
1984.
dies because it's like, damn, that person really believed they were going to heaven.
Yeah. Shit. I mean, if you look, I was in the politics server yesterday, and there's so many people named Charlie Kirk is in hell right now. And, they were like fully atheist. They were fully atheist, and they were just like arguing from a fictional perspective. It was so funny that like there was like crazy rage bait.
That
kinda feel like he
that's a
would be. I
that's a
mean-
politics W right there. If I ever.
I mean, it's a
I mean-
stupid thing to say, but it's like he probably would be in hell.
Nah, I mean, if Christianity was
Realistically-
true, I feel like everyone. I feel like even Hitler's in heaven. Honestly,
You think
Whereas-
Hitler's in heaven?
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, I think God just forgive everyone. Can't go to like it's impossible to go to hell.
It's impossible to go to. That's a very optimistic view.
All
That's
right,
my
wait. Are you
headcanon.
actually a Christian?
No,
Okay, I was about to, okay. I was about
I'm
to say if
just
a
yapping.
Christian was making that argument, I'd be like, "Ooh, what the fuck? Hello, what?"
I have no idea. I mean,
That's
I
an
don't know,
interesting
I
bullet to
just feel
bite,
like-
but yeah.
I feel like you can just be like infinitely forgiving, right? No.
God
I
is
mean,
infinite
I guess so, yeah, but
He's infinitely forgiving and infinitely punishing.
true.
Exactly.
He's the ultimate Dom.
True. Very true.
If you could have like a 99% chance of going to heaven and a 1% chance of going to hell, would you take it instead of just
Nope.
dying?
Nope. I'm super risk averse.
Yes, I want to go to hell though, so I'll take the 1 in 100 chance.
But that's infinite suffering forever. So that's
Yeah,
Base,
exactly.
let's go. Let's go. I'm a suffering maximizer, so let's do it. Maximize all
You're
suffering.
You're the negative utility monster.
Yes, I am the utility
kill him now.
monster.
I mean, you'd literally the right thing to do would to be murdering the negative utility monster.
Yeah, that's what the negative utility monster would do, though.
Yeah, I mean, isn't that like basically just the anti-natalism position?
Well, no. I could make the argument for antinatalism and say that it would reduce suffering because living it produces an infinitely like greater amount of suffering than dying before ever experiencing the suffering.
Yeah.
Like that would just in my argument that would be just like a positive utility thing at that point.
Right.
So it would be reducing negative utility.
Do you guys actually hold any strong ethical positions? Is ethics real?
No, ethics is very gay. I mean,
Exactly.
All right, wait,
feel
yeah.
like just
So
'cause-
wait, you're an error theorist. Is what you're saying?
yeah, exactly. Everything is false. I mean, Thoughtbat's the error theorist, I think. I mean, check
Yeah.
his bio. I think he has it.
Who is?
Thoughtbat, the owner of this server.
Is this guy an anarchist?
Yeah.
For fuck's sake, I gotta leave this server.
No, you gotta stay. You can just ask him for the
Claims to be an
ANCAP role.
anarchist, has a server,
ANCAP role?
is the owner.
Tell him you're an ANCAP.
Would he get really mad?
No, well, yes, because he doesn't like
Wait.
ANCAPs, and I've
Wait,
invited.
we need to get him to
random
debate Fabian Liberty. Oh my god.
I think he might have already, honestly. I was in a panel with Fabian Liberty yesterday. It was pretty interesting. Fabian Liberty, he just interrupts and he just talks and talks, and he's so loud.
I was
He
supposed
hits
to
the
go
bait.
on a Gibbs panel yesterday actually with him, but I had to step out last minute for personal reasons.
Nah, Fabian Liberty's cool though. He's just very loud.
Yeah, he's a very interesting individual. He bites a lot of really interesting bullets and like
I don't think
he's very smart, but goddamn, like, ooh.
Yeah. He doesn't take the same position as Zulu, right? Like he's not nap absolutist. Like he doesn't do argumentation ethics, I think, right? Isn't he like a Randian?
I think he's
don't
an
know.
objectivist.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
Which is weird because it's anti-military, and Rand was very much pro-military. It's why she hated libertarians so much.
Oh, well, I mean, because they'd be like in the self-interest of the person to have like a centralized military, or
Yeah, to fight communism, all that.
yeah. All right. Well, in any case, that was a fun talk. Maybe
Okay, bye
if
everybody.
anything crazy happens, we'll rejoin later. All right. See ya.
Peace. All right, that was all I was going to stream for today. Oh yeah, an hour and a half. Goddamn. All right, cool. No, that's all I was gonna do. So I still have this box frame to or spring, whatever the fuck it's called. Box spring. There we go. Still have to get that out of the way at some point because I have a new bed now, and I can lay in it whenever I want, and not have to fall like half my body or 7/8 of my body height to hit my bed. I can now just go about a nice 1/3. Anyways, peace.